Tristan Hobbes here with assistant coach Bill Sandillo of the Orleans Firebirds. Coach Sandillo is first summer here in Cape Cod, and Coach Sandillo has been involved with baseball throughout his life, played in the minor leagues. Also, he was a coach of the Military All-Stars 2 years ago, head coach, and he also runs Predator Baseball, which is a training facility out in Arizona. Coach, first let's talk about coaching the Military All-Stars. How was that experience?
Great experience. You know, we had some great guys. They're all fighting for our country, which was a very special thing for me. My dad was a war veteran, two wars, and so that's how it really started. But a very special opportunity to do that and work with those guys.
And that's kind of a neat story. I mean, I've heard a little bit of it, but your dad, you found pictures of your dad playing on a Military All-Star team when he was in the service. So that's kind of neat.
Absolutely, and it was great to see that he had baseball in his life. He also had a military career, and the two actually mixed a long time ago. So back into the early 40s, he started playing baseball, and he entered the military as a young man. He played baseball his whole life. So yeah, it was a very special thing when we saw those, and then we figured the military wanted them. It was part of history because of who was involved, and it was just a really nice thing to find and share.
And now moving on to your training facility out in Arizona, kind of just bring us through what kind of got you prompted to do that and how it's going so far.
Yeah, it's going great. I mean, after I spent my time in the minor leagues working as an administrator, player development guy, I still wanted to help and coach and be a part of that process of helping young kids better themselves. And what a better place than Arizona. I'm from New England originally, and I couldn't do what I did if I lived in Boston. So I get a year-round facility. It's a great opportunity to work with the young kids of Arizona. It's a hotbed for baseball. There's spring training out there. There's so much baseball out there. So we have every single day to do something different. So it just made sense for me. And
you mentioned administrative stuff in the minor leagues. You also were part of the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks World Series team. That's kind of special as well.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, we got a chance to throw BP. We got a chance to work in the training center for them. We got a chance to wear that uniform and be a part of that process. And it was just a great experience. And they happened to beat the Yankees that year. So it was, and of course with 2001 being, the World Trade Center and all that. But it was a very special year. I don't think anybody will forget that year, and I certainly won't, because it was my first championship.
And now you're here on Cape Cod. You've been to, so far, this is the second night of practice. What can you tell us so far? Your thoughts, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's getting adjusted. It's making that transition from kids to young men, and guys that can really play this game at a high level, and guys that have been drafted and really know the game. So I'm making that transition. It's going to be a nice transition for me to get back to training those guys. And the Cape experience is a great experience. I mean, I know I'm in a nice opportunity here to work with some great people on the coaching staff, and the people of Orleans are great. So I'm looking forward to this summer. It's going to be an interesting summer. It really will.
And as your responsibility is going to be hitting, first base, and
defense.
So how do you translate offense into defense?
Yeah, the good thing is, being an offensive player happens every single half inning. So when you're out there, you're playing defense. So you have a defensive mindset anyways. Being a first baseman, being a catcher, being an outfielder, you have a defensive mindset. We want to take advantage of that. I'm going to look forward to working with those guys on the defensive front, and then helping the hitters too. I mean, what can we do on the hitters? I mean, we can do the same thing we did with the pro guys, and that's basically adjust them, make them better, and hopefully move them forward. So it's going to be really cool.
And I'm sure you've heard this has been primarily a pitching team, Orleans, with Coach Nicholson really guiding the staff. I think it's led the league in the ERA numerous times in the 2000s. So how do you kind of change that mindset a little bit, get a little more offense for those guys?
God, I can't believe this is not a hitting team with the short porches they have out here. But it has been traditionally, because Kelly Nick is a great pitching coach. He always has been, and he's had great pitching staff. So we're looking to change that around a little bit. We got some hitters on this team. I don't know why we don't become a hitting team, and we can kind of have a good mix of both. And I think we got a great hitting stadium too. I mean, let's see what happens this year. I think we got some hitters.
Our assistant coach, Bill Sandillo, thanks a lot for tuning in, and be sure to check back all summer long for more interviews.